Hello, and welcome to the first of what's going to be quite a number of videos from me on intuitive intelligence. Now, I'm very excited and honored and humbled and all of the good feels about having completed the live component of the intuitive intelligence teacher training with Ricky Jane Adams, my beautiful mentor, who is the principal of the Institute for Intuitive Intelligence. Now, if you've been following me for a little while, you may have seen that I did a 12-month deep dive journey into training with the Institute to become an intuitive guide. I've got my little certificate sitting over there. And prior to that, there's a program that is a 12-week online program called the Initiate Program. That program is a prerequisite to do the third level. It is non-negotiable. You absolutely have to have done the Initiate Program if you are going to do the third level. And this particular Initiate Program is this intuitive intelligence program that I went down to Melbourne to do the teacher training for. So what's happened is Ricky is no longer, she's got one more, I believe, in Ireland in a couple of weeks, one more round of teaching the Initiate Program, and then that is that. She won't be teaching it live. She's handing it over to us. So we're part of the inaugural group who will be taking the Initiate Program, the Intuitive Intelligence Program, out into the world. So what's happening behind the scenes is I'm developing the program. There's a couple of different options. I'm floating around a few different ideas, doing an online version. Ricky's version is 12 weeks. Doing a 2-day in-person version, kicking off in Brisbane, of course, because that's where I live at the moment, and also doing a retreat version over in Bali as well. That, of course, will take a little bit longer to pull together, but all of the options are absolutely on the cards at this point. I am busy beaver behind the scenes working out how I want to do that and working out the planning and the launching and the implementation and the promoting and marketing and all of that businessy stuff about all of that. So if that tickles your fancy, I am going to be offering that program again. I am going to be offering that program soon enough. So what I want to do is in these videos for now, whilst I'm being a busy beaver behind the scenes, I want to give you guys a little bit of a taste test. So there's a variety of different lessons, and if you watched, I think it was last week or the week before, if you received this video in my newsletter, you might have heard me talk about the different lessons in the program. So I'm just going to quickly go through those. So we talk about the formula for intuitive intelligence and the kinds of intuition, the science of non-local intuition, the 3 immutable laws, which is the law of mentalism, the law of correspondence, and the law of vibration. I'm definitely reading from notes to make sure I don't miss anything. Energetic protection, spiritual sight, and moving from a 3D to a 5D paradigm. And so what I'm going to do in these videos is I'm going to give you a little bit of a taste test of each of these areas so that you get a bit of an idea of what I'm going to be teaching in this program, to see if it's something of interest to you. Now, if you're interested in developing your intuition, then this is absolutely going to benefit you with this program. And one of the key things that I think is really important is about those trinkets and superstitions. There is no power in the crystal. There is no power in the pendulum. There is no power in the oracle cards, in the tarot. And for some of tarot, and for some of you, that's going to feel a little bit like I'm taking all of your stuff, your important things away from you. But what I believe and what I stand for is that the power is not in the crystal. The reason why I wear these is because I think that they're beautiful. From a really practical perspective, a mala with 108 beads is for chanting, and it helps you chant and you count as you go along the beads, each recitation of whatever particular chant you're doing. And these are from my beautiful friend Kim Ewing from Mama Goddess. It is nothing about the power in the crystal. I don't think that the crystal changes my vibration. There is no power, no potency. I do not place any magic or special powers in any of these trinkets. So what I want to talk about is the types of intuition, because I think that the conversation, and this is something that I've learned from Ricky Jane Adams, is that the conversation we've been having about intuition is wrong. It's entirely wrong. And so what I'm going to start doing is explaining why I believe that's the case and demonstrating that with a little bit of science of intuition, a little bit of information, and inviting you to come to these videos with a bit of an open cup, with an empty cup, not an open cup, an open mind and an empty cup, not an open cup, so that you can take on this information and see what you think, because there is some real power and some real potency in this program. I wouldn't have made this big decision to add this into my business model if I didn't think it was so powerful and so potent. It has literally changed my life. So what I'm going to talk about in this video, thank you for sticking with me for 5 minutes to give you a little bit of that context and a little bit of explanation, is 2 types of intuition and how one of them is the key focus for the Intuitive Intelligence program. So when we talk about intuition, we talk about a lot of times in everyday conversation, we talk about one of the types of intuition which is known as local intuition. So local intuition is something that I think gets confused a little bit. The local intuition, it's biological, right? It's innate and it is informed by the fact that we are electromagnetic beings, okay? So the fact that when you are at the supermarket or when you're with a friend or a family member, you can sense how they're feeling without them having to actually communicate with you is local intuition. It's energetic sensitivity. You are an electromagnetic being. You are part of an energetic field. They have an energetic field, and those fields are interacting because you're in proximity. That's known as local intuition. Now, we are literally sensitive to one another's energy, and when we talk about energetic sensitivity, I want to read this out to you because according to the HeartMath Institute, which does a lot of work at the intersection of intuition and science, really, really cool stuff, energetic sensitivity, which is part of local intuition, is the ability of our body and our nervous system to detect electromagnetic and other types of energetic signals in the environment. So what's key here is that it's local. It's in the environment. It's in the space in which we sit. I've got Max, my dog, sitting right here, and he can pick up on what's happening for me. Right now I'm cool, calm and collected. I'm recording a video. I'm talking to camera, which I do all the time. He's chilled out. He's having a snooze. Energetically, the information that is being exchanged between the two of us is one that is really, really easy, low vibe, chilled. So what I think is really interesting when we talk about the conversation that we've been having about intuition being wrong is that we've got people who identify as empathetic or highly sensitive, right? We know them as empaths. They fall into this biological intuition category. Now, what I think is really interesting and might feel a little controversial to you is that everybody is an empath. We are electromagnetic beings. Anyone who identifies as an empath is simply identifying as something that everyone is. So this is something that we might take a little personally. Some people might take that a little personally and say, well, hang on, no, I am highly empathetic. Well, in fact, we all are. We all have that capacity. It is innate. It is biological. If you are human and you are alive, you have this capacity. So when we begin to understand that it's that biology, that electromagnetic being that we are, that is informing that energetic sensitivity and that empathic information, those highly sensitive things that we receive, the messages, the information that we receive because we are sensitive, please know that this is very, very common. It is not special. It is not a gift. Everybody has this. We are constantly collecting information from our energetic fields from one another. And most of the time, the reason why some people identify as empaths and some people don't is because a lot of the people in this category don't even realize that they're doing it. The people over here are aware of it and they're identifying with that. So what we have to be mindful of is, I just want to read this out as well. So rather than being something that makes us too sensitive to inhabit the world, when we begin to understand that the information that is provided to us through this kind of intuition, this local intuition, this biological intuition, we can understand how to use it to our advantage. It is innate, it is primary, it is biological, and it is unconscious. It is not special. Everyone has this. What I also think is really, really interesting is the other type of intuition. And this other type of intuition is called non-local. So we have local and non-local. Non-local intuition is what we talk about in the Intuitive Intelligence program. Because this is innate and primary, this is given for everybody. Over here, it is something that you must practice. And you will hear this when you do this program. If you become a participant in this program, you'll hear the word practice over and over and over again. Now, I've also got a definition by the HeartMath Institute for non-local intuition because I love it. Non-local intuition, as defined by the HeartMath Institute, is this type of intuition. It refers to the knowledge or sense of something that cannot be explained by past or forgotten knowledge or by sensing environmental signals. It has been suggested that the capacity to receive and process information about non-local events, so not in your environment, non-local events appears to be a property of all physical and biological organization. And this likely is because of an inherent interconnectedness of everything in the universe. So there is 3 immutable hermetic laws that are part of this program. And there's one that really speaks to the inherent interconnectedness of everything. We are one with the universe, with the infinite, with the God mind, call it whatever you like. Everything is inherently interconnected. And so what happens is when we start to understand these laws that govern the universe, the infinite, whatever you want to call it, we then understand how we can actually access our non-local intuition and use it. It's very, very interesting. So what I want to show you really briefly is this little diagram. Now, don't worry about having to read it, but what's on here is local and non-local intuition. There's 3 subsets under that, and then each of those have a shadow and light form. This is brand new content. I've got scribbled notes all over it. This is based on a secondary evaluation that Ricky Jane has done for us as part of the Intuitive Intelligence Teacher Training, of a couple of different interpretations of the types of intuition and how they all come together. So what she's done is she's created this. This information is not available anywhere. This is brand new, and this is very, very exciting because this is something that I'll be teaching in the Intuitive Intelligence program. So local and non-local, to take away from this, biological, innate, not special, everybody has it. Over here, non-local, it's those acausal things. It is non-environmental. It is the fact that 2 things can be communicating with one another and not necessarily be in the time and space, the same time and space as one another. That is non-local intuition, and that is what I'm trained in. So this is how I do all of my intuitive guide work, is non-local intuition. That's how we access information about past lives. That's how we do channeling. That's how we do the energetic evaluations on the chakra system. That's how all of that is done. It's all done non-locally. So what I think is really, really cool is that we understand the difference of those 2 types of intuition, and that we just begin to wrap our head around the fact that that non-local intuition is outside of the parameters and the limits of time and space, and that the local intuition is not, it's not this only people who identify as empaths have it. It is absolutely across the board. It's a human biological thing, and I love that. I think that's really, really, really cool. So you guys have stuck with me for 13 minutes now, so thank you so much for watching. Please do stay tuned. If you are interested in training and developing your intuition, not training, I am training. If you're interested in developing your intuition, I am very, very excited. I am building it behind the scenes. I feel like a busy little beaver doing secret squirrel business. But if you have any interest, please do let me know. Keep your eyes peeled. This will be coming out sooner rather than later. I just need to make sure I do my due diligence behind the scenes and get everything organized. So if you've stuck around to the end, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening in, and let that information percolate about the 2 different types of intuition. And I'll be back again soon enough, and we'll talk about some of the other things about the science of non-local intuition, the laws, the mentalism, correspondence and vibration, energetic protection, spiritual sight, and moving from a 3D to a 5D paradigm. So I'm very, very excited about that. So it's been a privilege to jump on and share with you today. Thank you so much for having me, and I hopefully will see you really, really soon. Take care, and bye for now.